Okay, yesterday we have seen how to load the files from internal stage. Today we will create the external stage. Now I have the AWS account. So I have retrieved my old AWS account. So first we need to store the files in S3 bucket. S3 is the simple storage service, which is like a Google Cloud in GCP, Google Cloud, which is like a GCP. In Amazon, we call that storage service as S3. Here this is called the bucket name. I'll create a new bucket now. This was created long back. From this storage bucket, we have to load the data into Snowflake. I'll create my bucket as S3 Snowflake. External stage. Bucket name should be unique across all the Snowflake accounts, not only our account. Throughout the cloud, this name should be unique. This is the bucket name I have given. I will keep all the settings as it is. So bucket versioning is like if we delete some files and later if you want to get them. So if you enable this bucket versioning, we will be able to get it. If we disable that, we won't be able to get it. Tags are all optional. I'll go with the default settings. Create bucket. Okay, bucket name should not contain underscores. This bucket name is already being used by someone. Now this bucket is created. We have to attach some policies to this bucket. Also, for attaching the policies or creating the policies, we need to create IAM roles. IAM is nothing but access management, identity and access management. So here we have to specify what kind of access we should provide on that bucket. So here also, just like how we are creating roles in Snowflake, here also will be creating roles in IAM, and accordingly we'll provide access on the bucket. I will create a new role. Uh, I'll Here I want to use S3. So on which service, for accessing which service you are creating the role, that we have to specify here. So with this role, I want to access S3 buckets. So I have selected S3. If you want a batch operation, you can select this, or else you can just select S3. Next. So here we have to choose the policies. These are all the default policies already given by AWS service provider. Here I'll search for S3 related. I want S3 full access. I'll select this. Next. I'm giving all types of permissions with this role for the S3 bucket: read, write, update, delete, all kind of things. So if you want only read access, this is only read. So you can explore these all policies and you will be able to understand. Next, role name, Snowflake S3 access. I'll create with the default policy. I'll edit it later. I'll show you what to edit here. Create role. Now this role is created. Snowflake S3 access role is created. Let us see the roles. So this role is created. Now we'll go to Snowflake. First, we have to establish a connection between Snowflake and S3 using the storage integration. I will show you what it is. Data. If you click on this, oh sorry, there will be storage integration. Yeah. So from which cloud you want to create this integration? I want to create this integration from S3. So I'll select this S3. Here they have given the syntax. We just need to place our parameters or the values here. I have to give the integration name S3 Snowflake integration external. Okay, extra. This is the storage integration name I'm providing, and the type is external stage. But there are two types of stages, as I already mentioned, external stage and internal stage. What we have seen yesterday is the internal stage. Today we are going to work with the external stage, which is nothing but the files are on the cloud, some external cloud. The storage provider is S3 and the storage AWS role. Here we have to provide that IAM role. Go back to here, roles. This is our new role, ARN. This is the ARN, Amazon Resource Number. ARN stands for Amazon Resource Number. I have copied this. Storage allowed locations. So in the S3 bucket, which all locations do you want access with this integration? So I will specify, go to S3. This is our bucket. Inside this, I'll create a new folder. Create folder. Snowflake external files. This is my folder name. So I want to copy this location S3. First, we have to provide bucket name, followed by the bucket name is this, and the path. So whatever the files available inside this location, I have to copy all of them. We can give multiple as well, but currently I need only one. So if you want to block files from any of the locations, you can specify in the block locations. For now, I don't want to block any of the locations. I'll just create this. Okay, hyphens are not supported here. So now this integration is successfully created. Now we have to create the stage. I'll query and show you what are all the available integrations. Account admin, database and schema. In this database and schema, I have created that storage account. Show storage, show integrations. So these are the two integrations I have. One is by default given by Snowflake account. The other one is this one which I have created. This type of this is external stage. The category comes under storage. So now this is created. Now we have to create the stage. This integration is just for connecting AWS with the Snowflake. Now we have to create an external stage which it connects to this path, which it connects to this file. Again, go to here, create, not schema. Inside the schema, we have to create external stage. Snowflake managed is the internal stage. I will select Amazon S3. Stage name is S3, S3 external stage. I want to create in this database and schema and the URL. URL I can copy from here. Um, Somewhere there will be S3 URI. Here I can copy this. This is the location which we want to access. Comment is optional. Select if authentication was configured on. Yes, which storage integration we have to use. While accessing external stage, we can do with two ways. One is with the storage integration, other is with the credentials. Credentials, that also we can do that, but we need to generate keys and keep them secure. Otherwise, other people will be using it. So I'll go with this storage integration and I have to select which one I need to use. The integration name is this one. Directory is directory table. So if we want to see files stored on the stage, we have to enable this. Enable auto refresh. This is not required. Encryption, we did not configure any encryption. So if you want to write it with a query, this is the query. I have copied it. I'll paste it later. I'm going to create this. Let me copy this error first. 1 second. So there is some purpose of this ARN. That's why I'm copying. I'll tell you what it is. So error assuming role. This is the wait, I'll show you. This is the ARN resource number for Snowflake account. This Snowflake account ARN we have to provide in IAM roles. Because while creating storage integration, we have provided IAM role ARN number here. Similarly, we have to provide this ARN inside the IAM roles. I'll go back to Snowflake. Roles. IAM. These are all AWS services, IAM and S3. You can create a free tier account and you can explore that. This one, okay, this is the one we have created now. So first, let me open the previously existing one. This also I have used for connecting to Snowflake. Similar to this, we have to provide the policies here. Under trust relationship, till action it is same. Action it is same. I have to copy this additional thing. Edit trust policy. Here I have to pass that ARN number provided by the Snowflake. This one. I'll save this. Updating the policy. There are two extra brackets. This is still here. This is here. Update policy. Now the policy is updated. Now let us go back to Snowflake. Here I will create this now. What we are creating the external stage. The stage is getting created. Now the stage is successfully created, but there are no files here. I'll upload the file to S3 bucket. Go to S3 bucket. Stop me if you have any questions or you're not able to follow. Here I will upload the same file in this location. Let me see if I have any other file, Excel file. Okay, I will upload this file. This is under downloads. Okay. Upload a file from our system. Add file. Downloads. Enterprise. File is getting uploaded. So the file is uploaded. Now I will open this file in my local to see what type of data we have it here. Okay. So we have these columns. I'll create a table for this in Snowflake. Create table. Again, I will do it in the same database in schema with account admin. Okay, create table as enterprise details. I'll copy paste all the columns. Year is like looks like a keyword. I'll write it as year one and the type is integer. Okay, let us see what are the numeric columns here. Let us apply a filter and see if it is all numbers or if we have commas, numbers somewhere. Okay, this is a mix of both. All these are text columns. So most of them are text columns. Other than the year, everything is a text column. I'll write this as varchar. Varchar. I'll give length as 500. If you don't provide any length here, it will take up to 16 MB. So that would be unnecessary memory consumption. Value. What is this? Though the value are all numbers, it has a comma in between, so it won't accept. That's why I'll give it as varchar. Now I'm creating this table. Table is created. Enterprise details. I have to load data into this. Load data. Add from stage. Our stage name is. I did not remember the name. Let me see. Show stages. This is our stage name. S3 external stage. Test stage is internal stage. You can see here the type of stage also it shows. Type is one is internal, other is external. Load data. Add from stage. Our stage name is S3 external stage. S3 external stage. Is it not showing here? Let me write it through the command. Copy into this table from. We have to specify the stage name with at the rate symbol. At the rate, our stage name is S3 external stage. It is not case sensitive. So with this external stage, the path is already associated. So if anything after this, we need to specify. Let me create another folder inside this. Uh, Create folder, subfolder, I can say. I will copy this to, I'm copying that to the new folder. So the copy is done. I'll open that subfolder now. So now the subfolder contains this file. Here it is sub underscore folder followed by the file name. This is our file name. So file format, we have already created it yesterday. Predefined file format. File format equal to load CSV. Let me query it if we have this file format or not. Sure. File Format. So load CSV is existing. I'll run this now. So it has 41715 rows. 41715 rows are loaded. There is one error limit is one. No errors here. Let me open the file. How many rows are there? Enterprise. Yeah, one is header. In the while creating file format yesterday, we have skipped a header. So we have 41715 rows. All the rows are loaded successfully. Now let us query this table. This file loading from internal stage and external stage, these are most important. And this copy command in interviews, they will ask to write the copy command. And how do you connect S3 bucket with Snowflake? How do you create storage integration, external stage? All these things will be asked in the interviews. Okay, now I'll query this table. Select start from. First, I will do count of star. We have 41715 rows. Let us see the sample data as well. Limit 100. So all the rows are loaded as it is. So if you want to convert this number by removing commas, yesterday I have explained, just use the replace function, replace comma with the empty values. I'll do it once again. Value, comma, replace. Which column I have to replace? Value column. I have to replace comma with empty space. See, now the commas were replaced. I did not give any alias name here. That's why there is no name as formatted value, I can say. Now it is converted to number. So this is how you can load the data in from external stage and also the internal stage. Not only CSV, we can load JSON, Excel, Parquet, everything. All kinds of file formats are supported. So most of the times we'll work with CSV, Excel or JSON if it is not related to big data. If our project is with big data, we use Parquet files. Next.
So we have different types of internal stages, right?
Yeah, user stage, named stage, table stage.
Stages. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we'll be using only internal named stage alone, or in real
Most of
time
the
do we?
times we will be using external stage for loading the data into Snowflake.
Yeah.
Internal stage is very less.
Mhm.
Table stages, whenever we create a table, by default, the table stage will be created. And
Okay.
there will be
Okay.
one more called as user stage that we
Just
won't be using much here.
okay.
Just the loading, we should be aware of how the loading should happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for internal testing or for anything, which scenarios will be using this internal stage
Most of
and
the scenarios
user
will be
stage?
using named stage.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
there is different user stage and named stage is like anybody, see, I have created users in 2 or 3 classes ago. So
Yeah.
those users can access the named stage, but user stage can be accessed only by the
Specific to
created person. Whoever is the
yeah.
owner of that stage, only they can access.
Yeah. Got it.
That is only for personal reasons. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, now I want to see the files available in my external stage list at the rate. My external stage name is this. Let me expand. One is with, see, external stage. In the external stage, I have given path only till this one. Snowflake external files. Only till here I have given. So post that it is showing what are the available objects in that. One is directly the file, another is a file within a subfolder. So we have two files in that bucket. All of them are shown here. One second. Yeah, sorry. Till now, we have loaded data from external sources to Snowflake. Now, we want to load data from Snowflake to S3. We need to do it the reverse process. So, in order to do the reverse process, it is same. I'll show you. The syntax is same. Just we need to replace uh, the path and the table. Let us see if it is possible with the UI data. Sorry, tables, enterprise details. Let me go from here itself. Okay, there is option to only load the data. I'll do it from here. Copy into. I want to copy the data into S3 bucket, into the same S3 bucket to whichever we have created external stage. Copy into this subfolder. Unload. I'll name this file as unload from Snowflake to S3.csv from where we have to unload the data. I want to unload the data from financial. There is a table called financial which we have loaded using internal stage. Select star from financial. Again, we need to specify the file format. I'll use the same format, load CSV. So 1400 rows were unloaded. Let us see how much data is available in this. I think it is correct. Yes, 1400 rows are available. Let us go to Snowflake. Now we have loaded the data from Snowflake to S3. I'll refresh this where I have copied to the subfolder itself. Okay. Ye- See, this is the file we have uploaded and this is the file we have unloaded from S3. So by default, the files will be unloaded in the gzip format. While doing unload, the files will be unloaded into gzip. Download this and let us see the data. It is loading. So wherever we have null values, it is given as /n. So otherwise the data looks okay. There is no header. There is no header because in the file format option, we have specified skip header.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how we can load data into Snowflake and out of Snowflake. Any questions still here?
If you can also show me the table format, how we load the data from the table.
Sorry?
Mm. Like we loaded it from a CSV file, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you also do on table?
Go on. Your voice is not clear. Sorry.
I want to load the data from a table to the S3 bucket.
Table to
I mean,
S3
from
bucket.
yeah,
Uh,
not from internal table. I just want to have a table from a database. This is suppose SQL Server. I just want to load the data, get the data from the SQL Server, and load it back to the S3 bucket. Is it a similar way?
yes. So now I don't have the SQL server to show that. It is the same process. We have to have some integration between the server and S3 bucket.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
directly loading into S3 bucket. There is no interference of Snowflake here. Yes.
Yeah, this is a Snowflake table. This financial is a Snowflake table. I have copied from table to S3.
Yeah, that I got it.
Uh,
But the thing is, I just want to load the data from SQL Server. There is a table. I have a table, employee table in the SQL
okay,
Server.
okay. SQL server. So same way from SQL server, we should there will be a library to connect with Python. We have to connect with that. Write a
Okay.
query, establish a connection with that. Write a query. Get the
Mm-hmm.
data into data frame in pandas, and
Mm-hmm.
then connect to S3. I told yesterday we have to use
Yeah.
Boto3 library to connect to S3. From S3, the process will be same.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then after copy, there are some dashboards. I'll show you how to create dashboards. Dashboards are nothing but visualizations, projects, dashboards. So I'll create a dashboard. I'll name this as sample, new tile from SQL worksheet. Here we have to write a query so that it will generate some meaningful results. So now based on the files we have loaded to Snowflake, we'll do something. Here we have data from 2013 to 2021. So each year I wanted to see how many transactions are there for each year. Okay, select from, first I'll select the database and schema, select from enterprise details. What I want to select, I want to select year and count of star, group by one, and also ordered by. This is a simple SQL query. We can run this query directly in Snowflake and can see the data. But if we want some visualization, this is how the data will look like. Uh, Return to sample. So in the dashboards, this is how the data will look like. 1 second. So next time, see now I have loaded only one file now. The data is available in table. Tomorrow again some new data comes and again the data gets loaded into this. Instead of running the query again, I just run this dashboard. So if there is any addition of the data, it will get loaded to here. Now I will again add that query. Go to worksheets. I will again run the copy command. So the data gets increased. So initially we have 41715 rows, I think. Let me see. Select count of from enterprise details. So now we have 4175, 715. I'll load it once again. It will get double. Copy executed with 0 files processed. Okay, now we are trying to again execute the same file. Uh, it is it is actually checking if the data is already existing. It is not doing the insert operation. I will add one more row to this. Okay, I will delete, not add. I will delete the rows from here. Delete from enterprise details, where wherever these are null, I want to delete them. Industry, this column is null, or variable code is null. Now 3 rows were deleted, and I also want to delete some more. Where year equal to, I want to delete all 2021 data. Year 1 equal to 2021. So 4600 rows were deleted. Now I'll go to dashboards. So now this 2021 data is still available because it was updated 2 minutes ago. I'll run this again. So now we don't have this 2021 data. We have only 8 rows. Instead of running the query multiple times, if we save the queries and generate a dashboard like this, it will be like handy. We can see the results immediately. So in real time, the analysis won't be this simple. There will be writing a lot of complex queries. So instead of writing queries again and again, if we save it like this and create a dashboard, it would be handy to get the results. In real
So
time, we might
we'll
tell
be
me.
using these dashboard queries for doing a data validations.
Yes, when some organizations will be using this for DQ checks,
Mm-hmm.
the basic DQ checks. So there might be some expectations between the source and the target tables. If we have both of them in our Snowflake, we'll be doing a validations in between or a minus query between them. Or if we want to check
Yeah.
null counts. So whatever the complex queries we can write behind this dashboard and just view it here. It would be handy. Like we don't need to run these complex queries every day. If you want to see monthly results, weekly results, anything. Okay, now let me see what all options we have. So this is the history tab, query history tab. It will show all the query results. So in real time, yeah, real time also with the given role. So now I have logged in as account admin. So I'm able to see everything. Everything I can see as an account admin. But with the developer role or a tester role, we won't be able to see these many. So with the given role, whatever the queries were run, you will be able to see only those queries. So this has failed. If you want to see the details, you can go to this and see what query we have run, what is the issue. We can find all the details in query history. Let me open that again. I think that one. Yeah, it will provide what was the error there. And what is the warehouse size? We have used the default warehouse. That's why it did not show anything. We have used the default warehouse. And if we want to see the query profile, no query profile. Okay, this is a storage integration. I will take this query profile. This query profile, what is this about? Which query is this? Okay, this year and group by. So it has just, this is a very small amount of data, only 1400 rows, or not 1400, 40,000 rows. Considering the snowflake, the data size is small. We have hardly 10 or 20 columns in this. So that's why the number of partitions is only one, and the total partitions scanned is also one. The number of partitions and total partitions are same because we are taking a whole query. We are not putting any where conditions. We are not filtering out any data. So the whole table is scanned. Let us see some Snowflake sample database tables and come back to this query profiling objects. Select from Snowflake sample data. Customer table. I'll join this customer table with customer address table. Left join Snowflake sample data. Customer address table. On. I'll see what are the available columns in these two tables. Oh, customer ID is there. Let me see if it is there in address table as well. Okay, both of them has the customer ID. I'll join on customer ID column on c dot customer ID equal to a dot ca address. This is ca address ID. Let me query the sample data first. Customer sk I'm copying this data and this is addresses. What is the common thing between these two tables? Customer address, address ID, address sk.
There should be something related to address in
I'm checking. Is it
the customer
customer
thing.
is I think this is address
Address
escape.
history.
Yeah. Yeah, address escape. So here I want to select customer ID, city, and the country. So only these details I want. Just I want to show the query profiling, how it happens. Let us see how many rows are there in this. 100 million rows in customer table and 50 million rows in address table. Better to apply some other filters also. Something on the date column I will apply. Okay, birth year. So the minimum birth year is 1924 and maximum is 92. I'll get only greater than 1950. And birth year, sorry, where c dot birth.
Underscore.
Greater than 1950. A dot city column is there. Okay, C it is CA city and country CA country. So this is a left join. The first table is customer table. Customer table has 100 million rows and the address table has 50 million rows. So ideally, if there is no where condition, it should get 100 million rows. Because of this year column, it has reduced to 58.7 million. So now let us go to this query profile. It also scanned all the partitions. So it has total 1, 2, 4, 5 partitions. It has scanned all of them. Ideally, it would be better if the number of partitions scanned would be less. As uh, if the number of partitions scanned were less, it means that our query is in an optimistic way. It always depends, like what level of data or what granularity of data is required for us. It all depends on that. So not only issue with the query, it is the issue with how the data is required also. So from this table, what is this table? I think this is customer address table 50. This is output, I think. 1 second.
It's a customer table, right?
This is not the customer table. 58.74 is the output number of rows.
Yeah,
This
we'll be getting
is
data from the left join table, right?
this is address table. Address table is 50 million. It is getting joined with what is this?
The left table is the customer table. So we are getting data from the customer table, and the joined table is the address table.
Yeah, left table is,
Mhm.
but here it is not showing that table. This is the customer address table. But where is the other table with 100 million rows?
We are applying filter on year, right? So that's the
Yeah,
reason it's
after,
not doing.
yes, correct. So this is the customer table. This is address table. So after applying a filter with 19, it has reduced from 100 million to 58.74 million. And now, uh, address table was 2.74%. What is this? See, the filter, uh, it has eliminated 2.7% of the data because wherever this ID is not null, we have joined on the ID column. So null is not always equal to null. Null is never equal to null. So it will eliminate this 2.7% of the data. So, and it will scan the remaining data. So remember, this is an important point. Null is not equal to null in any case, in anywhere. So that's why it has excluded 2.7% of the data. And it is giving the percentage of cost or the percentage of time happened for each thing. For table scan, it has used 46% of the time, or the nodes on the behind there will be compute nodes. It has used 46% only for join, and for getting the output, it has used 20.1%. Uh, there is other table, I think. It was scanned almost 20% here as well. There is only one join. So based on these statistics, we have to improve our query performance. We have to optimize this query in such a way that the number of partitions scanned will have to be reduced. Now go back to our query. Uh,
And this is all based on the target table requirement, right? If we need a full
it is all
table
based
scan,
on the requirement, but still we have to optimize it. So instead of referring the whole query instead of referring the whole query here, address table, now our requirement is greater than birth year greater than 1950. We might have more. So instead of referring the whole table here, we should write a subquery on this address table. So let us say if I want only some country details like United States, I think it is all United States,
the city
distinct,
you can have.
yeah, country. Most of the times in data engineering, you will be working with these kind of queries only. 70% of the time you'll be working with the queries. Okay, all of them are United States. Okay, let us see city.
Yes.
Let us take only some cities. Select. We want only city and custom country tables from this table. We don't want all of them. CA city, CA country from.
In the joining column.
Yes. So we are taking only these two columns. Yeah, and the joining column. And joining column is address SK. Now also the result is same because the conditions are not changed. The way I have queried or the join happened is changed. Now let us go to this query plan. It has still scanned this many. Okay, tomorrow I'll get with some other example, with other tables with a huge data.
Okay, can I just elaborate my understanding first? I just want to know what you want to point is the same thing. So you want to read the data. What are the columns? Just because it is a columnar data, you are telling us to select those columns
Mm.
which will not affect the table to have a complete discount. Like we are getting the data only for the required columns in our second table. Even for the first or second table, you want us to select only the required columns instead of doing the
Yes.
full table scan or the full column scan, right? That
Yeah,
might
yeah,
decrease the cost. Okay.
correct. We are doing
Yeah.
query
Okay.
optimization basically.
Yeah.
Mm. Tomorrow I'll get you with some better example, uh,
Mhm.
which will reduce the number of partitions with cost optimizations as well. This optimization is very
Okay.
important. Otherwise, our queries will run a long time in real time.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, let us stop here today.
And